Good
Hello!
evening. Good evening.
Hello, one and all, and welcome to episode 20-something of...
I just realised it has actually changed the title of our video, which is interesting.
Yes.
Not quite sure why. I might just quickly edit that because it's not what it should be saying at all. So while I do that, Dom, entertain the crowd.
Okay.
It's literally just showing a BlackToad Studio live stream.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Sit, Talk, and Chat. As Tom edits there, we are going to go through some Necron stuff tonight. Hooray!
Also, it should be episode 29. That's what it should
29. Wow. It's going quite well. And tonight, Tom, I'm not gluing Necrons because I actually have glued 2/3 of my Necron force. Oh, actually, I'll show you. Can you see? Can you see? It's going to be painful. Necron. And that's 2/3 of my...
Trick of a light. It's a picture. It's a picture. He's lying. I've seen no evidence of this.
Yeah, I'm not doing any more Necrons for a little while. After the Apocalypse game, we'll start a new series. But until then, no more Necrons.
Apocalypse game, you say?
Yeah, Apocalypse game, Tom. Good segue.
I'm going to jump on this bandwagon now. What do you mean Apocalypse game?
Well, Tom, this weekend we are playing a 12,000 point game.
That's 12,000 points aside.
Yep. So 24,000 points on a 6x4.
Oh yeah, 6x4. I think we'll add one more 2x 2 foot on there.
No, small board. That's what we want.
Should we play on the cut down board from Games Workshop? That'd be alright.
Yes. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. So we are playing a big game of 40k, our Apocalypse game of 9th edition, which is very exciting.
Yeah.
So behind me, my word bearer forces are slowly amassing. But
I'm a little bit ahead of the game on this one because I actually have my, as you've probably seen, if you do follow our Instagram or Discord, and yeah, I've been posting out quite a few pictures of my army as it's been assembling on its filming table, ready for the army list preview, which is going to take a fair bit of time, I think. But I know people like to see these ones because they've got a lot of models in it, so people quite like to watch that part of the video, from what I understand.
Yes.
So, and well, I suppose, Mr. B, yeah, we could. I mean, we could just play on a 4x4. I mean,
yeah, that'd be fun, won't it?
Yeah, I think highly painful for everyone involved. But yeah, it's interesting because I was talking to Tom earlier because I was talking about taking my Titan, which I'd almost put in my list. But so basically, we always set up slightly custom rules for our games. we tend to typically play standard rule 40k, obviously. We agree a little bit of a structure for like super heavies, don't we, Dom? Because we don't do it by you can take 3 super heavies or 4 super heavies. We do it by you can take X amount of points of super heavies, and it's up to you how you fill them. Because we find that's a bit more balanced. And so I was actually trying to put my large knight in with my Scout's Titan, which I was really wanted to use. However, as it's 2,000 points alone, it didn't quite fit into this particular tier because I thought it'd be a bit boring just having that one thing being my super heavy choice. So I've gone with a few smaller ones to sort of flesh it out and make it look a bit more. So we've got the old Spartan in there as well.
Yes, it was 2,500 points, wasn't it? On
2,400 was the, because I think we went with 20%.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Well, I have not filled that, so yeah, that's cool.
Why not?
Well, it was that awkward point when I was making my super heavy list where I had 400 points left.
That's happened to me actually.
So yeah, I found myself kind of struggling to add something else in.
Smaller. Myself and Dom are definitely not part of the small board gang, if that's what we are implying here.
Big board gang.
Yeah, we are. But anyway, I hope everyone is looking forward to it because we are. I'm just finishing off some models for the list actually as we speak, which brings us on to our next segue, which is I'm painting some Black Templar stuff today because I've actually been painting a lot the last couple of weeks to drain away the stress of my job, which has been a bit of a focus for the last couple of months. However, it's sort of just calming down a little bit now, and I've decided to really focus on getting some more models out the door, and I do apologise for not getting one of my weekdays of wargaming videos up. That was intended to go up last weekend. I just didn't quite get around to filming it, but I'm going to do that this week as a little preview before the Apocalypse game. So because I've got Friday off, Dom.
I know, I've heard. I have not got Friday off.
No, sadly.
So I will be travelling down in the evening, and we'll do some pre-battle.
Such a long way to travel for you, isn't it? Though I mean,
it is a long way. It's a long commute, some would say. But yeah. So yeah, today I was going to paint some Chaos Space Marines, but I can't find my Wazdaka Red. This one's a bit dry, so I might be a bit scuppered tonight. I might do some clipping.
Oh no, he's going back to Necron creating.
No!
He's been pulled back in.
What is everybody in the chat working on tonight?
Yeah, let's hear your projects or hopes and dreams of what you want to be working on right now but can't. You know, all these kind of things would be cool.
This Wazdaka is quite wet, by the way, so I might still be alright.
Ah.
Right, come here. Chaos Marine.
Redemptor Dreadnought from Dave. That's very cool. Your stuff's looking really good, by the way, mate, of what I've seen in our little other chat that we have going for the group of people down here. The last edges of the Doomsday Arc cockpit. You're never going to finish that Doomsday Arc, mate. You're never. I just, you know, you're trying really hard. I think you're trying too hard. Some might say. Yeah. We're going painting all the trim on 20 Plague Marines. Oh yeah, well, I know how that feels.
A few characters. Wow.
Yeah, that's quite a painful task that as well.
And they're getting a new codex soon as well.
Yeah, I'm probably going to, because I think that's up for pre-order next week as well, isn't it? I think, along with the Space Marine Necron stuff, I think.
Yeah, I believe so.
So I probably will pick that up myself, along with all the 22 copies of everything.
5 Raptors and 2 Spawn. Nice.
Well, Kieran, I'm assuming it is. I mean, it might be another week apart. I mean, I personally, I would find it odd if they didn't at least put them up for pre-order. If I'm really odd, because they're releasing everything else with it. It just seems really odd not to bundle all the rest of those things in. But I suppose they might push it another week. Oh.
Captain Jack is on the. Oh dear, he's not doing much, hobby. He's hooked up to a blood pressure machine. Oh my goodness.
Well, hopefully it's low.
Don't let
but not too low. I mean, hopefully it's just right.
Healthily low.
Well, I hope you're doing. I hope it's nothing too bad going on. Obviously, so and hope just a general health check for yourself, mate. But I won't pry, obviously. And Dom, you've gone a bit pixelated. No, it's cleared up again. There we go.
Okay.
And I hope I'm correct as well with regards to the codex release. Yes, I would like to see it all on the same day. It would, in my opinion, it makes the most sense because, why would you hamstring armies for an extra couple of weeks when the Marine Codex drops? It makes no sense. At least Death Guard might have a chance of, having the correct wounded, miniatures for a bit. And also, I'm also kind of hoping that with the release of the 9th edition Codex for Marines, they will do the errata / FAQ for Chaos Marines as well, at least for the wounds or something.
Yeah, so we are playing in the Apocalypse game. Heretic Astartes and Astartes +1 wound.
Yes, as a minimum, and I think if we can find anything else that we can easily remember, we'll try and do that. Obviously, as we don't know the core rules yet for the core settings and things like that, we probably can't do that. It's almost a bit disappointing we couldn't sort of postpone it for a couple more weeks, I suppose, but then it would have been unfair, I suppose.
I think also, it would be a little bit unfair, but it's one of those things at the moment. 9th edition just seems all over the place, doesn't it? Where one week they're now going, all the weapons are changing, and then +1 wound, or the core units are, come on, what's going to come next week?
Quite.
So I think we'd always be postponing until we're on a level playing field. But to be fair, Tom, I just want to get some toys out and smash
I'm more interested in actually playing the game. That's what. And ultimately, we'll do the wounds for the standard Marine models, which I think is a fair compromise.
Yeah.
And ultimately, they're good. They're good to watch either way. Even rules aren't typically why people tune in to watch an apocalypse game. I find. I think it's more to enjoy the spectacle. Now we've got to decide. I suppose I've got to talk about what terrain we're going to do as well. Hadn't quite decided that one yet. I'll have to sort of get a couple of boards out and see what I can sort of cobble together for a double mat again, and try and make the join on it look fairly unnoticeable. So we'll go snow and desert, yeah?
Yeah, snow desert. It's an apocalypse game after all, end of the world.
The weather's really taken a turn for the worse.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm going to try and. It's probably going to be a little bit of city, a little bit of grassland, I suspect, or something along those lines. They're the most easiest ones to accommodate on massive boards. Or I could do a double grassland.
Exactly.
I've got some new terrain we can use, so I'm only going to use grey terrain there. I hope that's all right with you.
Yeah, we don't like painted terrain. In fact, Tom, don't bother with the battle mats. Just get a couple of sheets of MDF.
MDF, just straight on.
Yeah. Use some DVD boxes as terrain and some grey terrain.
Thank you for the compliment, Jack. Yes, I do like my Black Templar army all out. It just adds a certain level of awesomeness when it's all out. It's not even all out, to be fair. I've got stuff that I haven't put on there because I ran out of points. So what are you painting, Dom?
I am painting right now a plasma gun, Chaos Space Marine, because I'm kind of thinking I might need some, Tom.
Well,
what are you painting?
I told you, Black Templars.
Yeah, but you need to be a bit more specific than that.
Well, Assault Intercessors, my last 9.
Oh no.
So then I'll have 20 ready for the Apocalypse game on Friday. I haven't got too much going on these. This is mainly edge highlighting and a small bit of detail. So I'm looking forward to getting them on the table for a bit of a heavy assault force. I wish I could put them in my Spartan, but sad face, not going to happen.
Yeah, I'm really sad that your Assault Intercessors are not going into your Spartan. Yeah, it's a shame.
So negative. I mean, you try and do a decent army, bring along a
Oh
decent.
no, I just said I'm sad. Tom. I mean, real shame.
I know. It's the tone. It's the tone. Your voice doesn't quite match what you're saying. No, actually, I'm probably going to have a squad of 20 Crusaders in there with some backup. I think that's my current plan.
Okay, cool.
Maybe the Emperor's Champion.
Oh, nice.
I actually like him.
Do you like the Emperor's Champion?
I've cocked up a shoulder pad. Well, hoo-hoo. I'll have to go back over that when it's dried.
Nice.
Sorry.
So who's going to be picking up the new Space Marine Codex?
Yeah, what's on everyone's shopping list for next week?
And who's going to be picking up the Necron Codex?
No one plays Necrons, mate. You know that.
Why have we got to be like this, Thomas?
Well, no, thank you for the likes, by the way. We're already up to 8. That's good. Didn't have to beg tonight.
Yeah, it's really nice actually, guys. Well done. No thumbs down.
Not yet, anyway. There's time. There's time. Well, that must be. It's very quiet in chat tonight, actually.
Everyone's busy hobbying.
Everyone's busy, sort of having their head down, having a good paint, I suppose, which is fine. That's fair enough. Well, yeah, I think if you didn't have any Space Marine stuff, I'd probably it's not.
Yeah, don't blame me, Kieran.
I mean, if even I'm a little bit I mean, obviously I'm going to pick the Codex up. I'm still a little bit shocked by the sheer amount of units in the Space Marine Codex. I think it was 98 data sheets when I last checked. And I'm sure when they release it, they'll drop a couple more extra models that aren't in the Codex. They'll be like, oh, well, actually, we didn't put these guys in. Oh, cheers. Just bought that Codex again.
Yeah, I think it's going to be standard procedure as we see more codex getting released. Every time a new codex will drop, a new Primaris unit will also appear alongside the whatever codex is being released.
And Jack is tempted by the Necrons. Yeah, cool. And also stripping ones and doing a different chapter. Yeah, cool. So I strip my Black Templars and do a different chapter.
Yeah.
Primaris Flyer. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it, Mr. Blue. That's what we're getting.
I'm hoping Chaos gets new units as well in their next when they do get their release. I think it'd be quite cool to have maybe some more Chaos-ified things that are a bit more flavoured to them rather than a copy and paste from any kind of the Marine Codex.
Yeah, I think the last few years, Games Workshop have obviously been pushing the Chaos path when it comes to like going away from it's just a spiky Lamb Raider and going towards
yes.
Forge Fiends, etc. So they are slowly getting their own identity, which is quite nice. It'd be quite nice if they just went into the other legions, put a little bit of love in there. More fast attack options. You're making Spawn, Mr. Blue, and Raptors. What else do you want? New bikes?
As a Night Lord player, Raptors. I'd just like to see Raptors have a boost, quite frankly. I must admit, I've never had much success with my Raptors.
I mean, model-wise, they need new bike units.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I think bikes are a big one.
I'd hate to put my my World Eater bikers next to your Outriders. It would look ridiculous.
They'd look a little bit weird, wouldn't they? I think.
Yeah, definitely. So new bikes, please. Games Workshop for Chaos and mini Marines, but mainly Chaos.
They'll do things like obliterators on bikes.
Maybe.
Or they'll put wheels on obliterators.
Fast
Spot Demon Engine sounds like a cool idea as well. Yeah, I think a bit more crossover for Chaos would be good. So more Chaosy influence units, where they get their powers instead of being like the Rubicon, they get more power from the Parthenons of Chaos, I suppose.
Yeah, more demon possession, possibly.
Or even just influence.
Yeah.
They need to be possessed, Tom.
That's good. Wow. The word bearer in me always says
everyone likes a bit of possession, don't they? For you guys.
Or new possessed models, actually, that'd be quite nice.
Well, I don't know. I could see them being a release. I mean, no one thought that anyone was going to get flayed ones for Necrons, and suddenly, bam, there we go.
Yeah, true, Tom. Very true. Because the current possessed just, oh man, you have to kit bash them. They look terrible. I'm sorry if anyone does have them, by the way, in chat at the moment or watching.
They do, because they've followed your advice, mate. They bought them. They're like, why have we bought these off this guy's advice? What's he on about? They look horrible. And you're like, well, I kit bashed all mine.
Yeah. But we need new ones. We need new ones, Games Workshop. You've given us new Chaos Marines and you've given us new Terminators. We're very appreciative of those. Thank you very much. But some possessed. You made them too good not to take, and you won't give us nice new models.
Are you taking possessed on Saturday, Dom?
I have my greatest possessed. I will be taking. Where are they? They're around somewhere. There they go. They're over there behind me.
You're not taking normal possessed?
No.
Why not?
No, because my greater possessed have got a special role in the Apocalypse game.
Oh, I see. They're going after characters.
Yeah, they are going after characters because you normally leave your characters so unoffended, easy to pick off.
Well, that's not too far.
Oh, here's one. I've just parked my Rhino up next to this chaplain.
Ah, they're going to be the Rhino, though, aren't they? You see, that's it. I've caught you out. That's it. They're in a right. Your tactics are coming out.
Oh no! I've got several Rhinos on the board.
So yeah, we're aiming to do a the Apocalypse game one day, aren't we, Dom? That's our current goal.
Easy.
Starting early on the Saturday.
Yep.
We'll hopefully going to do a little bit of pre-set up the day before. That's pretty normal for us because we like to get all the, possibly if we can, the deployment out of the way the night before, so that we can basically rock up at, well, you can rock up at whatever time it is and start rolling the dice.
Yeah. So normally what happens, we'll deploy all our forces. I'll go home. Tom redeploys, and then we'll
He's on to me.
Yeah. I know your game, mister.
Yeah, no, it's been a tradition, that one. That's why I always have it at my house.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's a good deployment. Well done. Gonna move these.
Move everything 6 inches backwards. Put all the high value targets at the front.
Yeah.
I was very disappointed I couldn't get my eliminators done for the game, Dom.
Yeah, it's a real shame.
I know you're probably devastated by that as well.
I think I'd be devastated if you had them on the board.
Ah, Marines get such a bad rep. I don't understand. You know, I try and play combat ones, try and make them a little bit more, realistic. Ooh, question.
Am I bringing the Rubric Marines? I am bringing the Rubric Marines. They're on the battlefield at the moment, actually. I've slowly started deploying stuff on there, Mr. Blue, because I kind of forgot what I had in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So I was making the army up, and I was like, what else do I have? How many squads of Raptors do I actually have? And how many cultists have I got?
I must confess, I didn't start building my list. I had everything out because it's really hard to picture it in your mind sometimes.
Yeah, definitely. So on the want a tip for yes, yeah, do. I'm going to need it.
Yeah, tell me the tip.
No, don't tell him the tip. Tom, don't look at the chat for a few minutes.
Okay. Shall I carry on painting?
Yeah, do some painting. Blind. Just don't look at your monitor. Mr. Blue. Give me.
He's going to private message you now. You watch. There we go. Almost got this tidied up now. Just been getting all the black paint back in where it should be and not in horrible locations. It's really quite dangerous when you're going around white shoulder pads though.
Blue white shoulder pads.
This tip's going to be amazing. You wait.
It's going to be a big tip.
He's actually he's writing you a little pro tip page. And hello, Ceres. How are you, my friends? Good to have you with us.
Hello. Good evening. Oh, it's going to be a good tip. If you say play Alpha Legion, Mr. Blue, that will not help me.
Why? I thought you were Alpha Legion.
Oh, we're all Alpha Legion.
All this year.
You're Alpha Legion.
All those years.
Deep cover.
Deep cover word bearers.
We're currently waiting for Mr. Blue to give me a tip on Rubric Marines. Hopefully the tip isn't don't bring them.
Yeah, just don't bring them along. It's fine.
It's easier not to. I've got a couple of little battle plans. Obviously, I'm not going to discuss them at the moment because somebody
I'm on your team.
Somebody is listening. So I've got a couple of little tips a couple of little plans that I'm going to try and action in the game. Nothing too major because I think with Apocalypse games,
best plans definitely go awry.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. So I've got a couple of little plans. Oh, someone's messaged me on Discord.
Oh,
I'm not going to name names.
Oh, he has done it privately. Ah, unbelievable.
But yeah. Anyway, sorry, what was I saying?
Plans awry.
Yeah, plans are right so easily in Apocalypse. If you have some sort of overall battle plan, it will go tits up very quickly. We've had it before in a game, I think a 40,000 point game, when the Chaos Forces were relying on a Shadow Sword, which got destroyed in the first shot of the battle, and it was like, that's our plan, God, isn't it?
To be fair, that was quite bad for you guys because you had nothing really to deal with the Titan after that.
Yeah, exactly. So that was
also, I think, one of the games that spurred us to go to the points-based system for super heavies.
Yeah.
Because I think that was one of the ones where we went, you could just take a super heavy each, and obviously that's not particularly fair in some cases. Because you could take 4 Shadow Swords for 1 Titan.
Yeah.
That would have been quite painful for the Titan.
Yeah, so I've got lots of little. I'm going to say missions rather than plans. What about you, Tom?
And hello, Izu. You're all right.
Hello,
Me
Ezo.
plans wise, I mean, the thing is, I don't plan that well for pockets games. I can't because I feel, as I said before, I feel things just tend to not quite. I think if you try and work out this perfect plan, if we're in a pockets game, you're just going right. Here we go. Roll. Oh, I've lost all that. Then that's my plan out the window. So I typically try to just yeah, I suppose think of more how you control parts of the board effectively,
Hmm.
and try and make sure that you obviously have certain units in certain areas so that you can back them up if they die, which is normally the case. So, well, that I mean, yeah, I mean that's not too far from the truth for me, to be honest, Jack. Um, I, that's kind of how I like to play my Templars. I kind of like to win by getting into combat and killing things. I mean, it doesn't always work.
Yeah. Captain Jack obviously putting across that your plan is just to charge. Yeah, that is his plan. A similar plan for me as well. Just meet in the middle.
Well, that's what we love about it. That's the one thing we try and always make happen is some grand melee, because it's much more interesting than just watching two armies shoot the crap out of each other at long range, which I think is one of the key things I'm not a big fan of in Apocalypse. So, but the thing is, it does take the type of players playing to make that not happen.
Oh, 100%. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, it's very easy when people say apocalypse that you almost associate an army of knights and a titan going against an army of knights and a titan. And it's possibly the most boring game to watch because
And
it's
every tower player just dislikes non-subs.
so what we try and do, like obviously, hopefully you guys have seen some of our apocalypse game, but we like personally not just recording and filming it for you guys, but how it plays out.
Yes.
We like to kind of have lots of little small skirmishes and battles everywhere, rather than just one big gun line versus one big gun line. And
so we try and make every objective a little bit unique as well.
I think Black Templars and Word Bearers are definitely not one line versus one line. It's very messy and it's brilliant.
Let that dry a little bit before I crack on with that. But yeah, it's a shame we can't get more in a year, really. But obviously we were supposed to have a game last week. Don was kindly reminding me that I didn't turn up for.
Don't worry, he'll be here soon, guys. You're a piece of work, Tom.
I am, and it's I was actually looking forward to the game personally, but unfortunately work intervened at quite a heavy level, which was it's kind of my own fault as well because I had to do stuff, and I could have chosen probably not to do the stuff, but I was just making sure I wasn't going to have one of the worst work weeks on the next week if possible.
Fine, honestly, look, we're having a big game and it's going to be awesome. Yes. That's the main thing. Yeah, but no, I'm really looking forward to it. Like I said, I've come up with a few little things I want to try and do, make the game a bit quite interesting. Word Bearers have definitely got to win this one. Because I think at the moment it's
one win each and a draw.
One win each and a draw. So yes. We need to tip the balance, and Word Bearers need to bring it home. Come on, Chaos!
That draw was actually one of our closest games we ever had, actually, as well. I think.
Man, yeah, it is.
I remember because I think I bought lots of characters. No, you bought lots of characters, and I think that's what gave my points up.
On an app that obviously other people have, that begins with battle.
And it's to do with scribing, I believe.
Yeah. How many HQ units do you have? I'll tell you how many HQ I currently have because I haven't finished my army.
Let's have a look here.
I'm on 9,500 points.
I know it's quite a lot, by the way. The problem is, I don't know if anyone's tried to use Battle Scribe for a very large pointed game, but it does get a bit sluggish after a while. I've found when you get to adding all the detachments, because obviously we I think Mr. Blue was pointing out in Discord about how many command points that we're doing. I think it was 72. And yes, that is correct. We will do 72 command points, but we do pay for every detachment that we use as well. And obviously, I suspect Don might have a couple of relics. The same, yeah. So here we go. We've got 1, 2, 3. That's it, 3. No, I've got
Wow.
one
That's
battalion.
a very pumped up battalion.
4, 5, 6.
I currently, so I think this is where it will show. So I still haven't reached my full potential. I have 13 HQs.
10, 11, 12.
That's a lot of HQs for victory points. Because obviously, guys, if you haven't watched our battle reports before, our Apocalypse battle reports, we do secondary objectives, which are killing HQs. If you don't kill HQ, you're giving a victory point away. And if I was playing relatively competitive in that aspect, I would probably reduce my characters.
I'm on 12. I'm on 12 characters.
Yeah, and you finished your army, haven't you?
I finished my army, so 12. So we're not too far off, but I mean, obviously, it may skew a little bit in your.
Against me. It will, Tom. I'm already thinking of 3 more characters straight away that are going to be joining my army. And how many Lords of War do you have?
Well, I've taken 2 of my normal knights. So I've got a paladin and a gallant.
Yep.
I've also taken the 2 mini knights. They're Lords of War, aren't they? I'm sure they are. So that actually creates a super heavy detachment. That one. That's my legitimate one. I've got the Spartan.
Yeah.
And I've got the Shadow, the Storm Sword. Yes.
I don't think the little knights are Titanic. No, I don't think we're going to count them. Should we not count them?
Let's see how many you've got first, and then we'll see because we'll try and match it if we can.
Well, currently, so I'm going to change it up a little bit because I just thought what else I might take in my Lords of War because I've still got, like I said, 400 points.
They're not. They are Lord of War, but not Titanic. So it depends.
So I think we'll do it on Titanic. I think that'll probably be the best way.
The other thing is the other thing we could do as another option is we could use the number of points of total of our super heavies that we have killed, and get points for like killing 50% of them or 50% of it in wounds or whatever. Could be quite interesting. Okay. Just another option. I mean, obviously that would technically make it more even. Because on the grounds that we're only allowed to pick a maximum of 2,400 each anyway.
So at the moment, I have got 2 Chaos Knight Despoilers. I have the Tyrant. And I've currently got 3 War Dogs. But I think I'm going to remove 1 War Dog and pop in the Khitan.
Ooh.
Because I quite like the Khitan. So I think I might pop him in. Lord of Skulls, he's 2 points heavy. Which is a shame.
Also, the other thing we do because it's Apocalypse, because obviously I think from a Marine point of view, I couldn't technically have my was it the Super Doctrine, isn't it, whatever it is, because I'm not fully a Marine army.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we agreed. That doesn't count in an Apocalypse game because it doesn't make any sense. It's likewise if you had something similar for Chaos, that would be absolutely fine, because we feel that
it's a massive army, isn't it? Like, if this was to play out in the 41st millennium, it wouldn't just be one particular lot of Marines or something. It would be like a whole shebang of force, especially for Chaos.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So
likewise, I suspect in your next codex you'll get something akin to Super Doctrines. I suspect, because they've already announced them for Necrons with their special protocols they get, haven't they, or whatever they are.
Yeah, they've got to all be the same dynasty, which is quite interesting in the entire army. So no mixing and matching, no Saltec with Mithrit or whatever. You're going to have to go one way or the other. Mithrit, by the way. Mithrit is the way to go. You're a new Necron player, Mithrit.
And I think what we should do, Dom, to show how much we love Apocalypse, is that when we do the video, we get everyone to comment on it, and then we pick a lucky comment, and we give away a signed copy of our Apocalypse box set.
Yeah!
Which we're not using for the game, because we don't play that Apocalypse.
Sign it. We'll put a personalised message for the best comment.
Yeah. Then someone can just have that on the wall saying BlackToad Studios Apocalypse box set used once, because that's it. We've not played a single other game of it after the first one because we did not like it. as we've said in our review of it.
Yes, Mr. Blue, he is trying to clear
Yeah,
his
yeah,
shelf.
that is actually an ulterior motive, because that would actually free up one section of my shelving, that because it currently has been sitting up there since we put it up there from our last game. Must be what, almost 2 years ago now.
Long time
It
ago.
wasn't last year, was it? It came out.
Ago.
Yeah. Has anyone else actually played obviously the new Apocalypse rules, as in the new setup since it came out? I'm just curious what everyone else thinks of it, because we didn't really like it. To be honest, it didn't really feel like a.
No, it was. It has a purpose. I think Apocalypse. For us, it doesn't. That purpose isn't really there. But I can see why people would want to do it. To be honest, let's not poo-poo it. It's got a purpose, but it's not what we want to play.
No.
But yeah, some people might enjoy playing it. I think it's more of a casual thing, to be honest.
Definitely very casual.
Because I think Scary, he had a massive Orc versus
Imperium. His Orc game, yes.
And they did the Apocalypse rules, mainly because I think it was like 9 people aside.
That is... Yeah. Well, that's, oddly enough, Mr. Blue, that's one of the things that we've always pondered about, just shoehorning into the actual Apocalypse game mindset, but we haven't really thought of an effective way to do it, have we, really?
So Mr. Blue is going on about alternative
activation, sorry, yes.
Which is, used in a lot of games. And Apocalypse, I think, did it really well. I'm surprised that 9th edition didn't want to chuck that in, because I thought it worked, and it works with other game formats. But yeah, a bit of a shame, to be honest, they didn't put that in.
And yes, Jack, I understand the fact that having no one who wants to do big Apocalypse games is quite a big problem. I mean, ultimately, I'm lucky that me and Dom like to do these type of games. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have had as many as I would have done. Because the other thing I like about the whole thing behind it is that, if you get a few people, it's a really good day, actually. Or 2 days normally. If you're playing a big game, it's actually a normally good laugh. You get all your mates around, you have a few drinks, have a good bit of food, and then sort of, especially if you're not filming it. I mean, filming it makes it slightly different, because you have to you've got to think about how much time you've got to get the turns in, and I wouldn't say it takes the enjoyment away. It just makes you a bit more focused on playing the turns through. Whereas when you're sort of playing a general game with your mates, it's a bit more relaxed and slower pace, because people are just going, oh, I'm going to do this bit here, I'll do this bit here, and so on, so on, so on, all that kind of stuff.
I mean, we did our 40,000 point game over 2 days with several players. So it was like 6 people in total. Although we did have to tag people in and out. Like, someone only did the Saturday. Luckily, I think Gavin appeared, and Gavin took over an aspect. So it's kind of like people coming in, coming out, leaving, doing a bit here, doing a bit there. And filming that was quite stressful compared to like how I'm predicting this weekend. It's not going to be as stressful as it normally is, because there's just 2 of us, and we film each other's stuff, or we can film our own.
Well, yeah, typically we'll film our own turns as well, because we understand what we've done, which makes it. And also, if one of us sees something that we want to put on camera, the other can just pick the camera up and just scoot in and start filming it, which makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, I mean, we are quite fortunate that most of the players that we have quite regularly are the same mindset. So we do tend to kind of have the same idea in our minds. You'll have 3 of us on a side, and we'll all be like, yeah, let's do this way, it's more fun. But occasionally, you will have someone that maybe wants to do things a little bit differently.
Or a bit more gamey.
Yeah, a little bit of friction. But we generally carry on the way we want to do, because
we're the one hosting it, aren't we? So.
Games. Yeah, and Tom's very hard to steer in the right direction. So
unbelievable. Unbelievable.
As I'm sure Vicky, his fiance, would agree.
Well, she would do. Although she's very kindly offered to actually cook us some food over the weekend as well, mate.
Nice.
It's very kind of her. Was not expecting it, so nice to see her. Well, I don't know what she's gonna cook yet. It should be all right.
Mr. Blue there saying, alternating activation's a big step, and the company has a rule set that people already like. Well, that last sentence, that last bit, where I'm like, do they? You always have people moaning, but yeah, no, you're right. I mean, everyone knows what Warhammer 40,000 is. If you jump back into the game after so long, quite easy to get used to it again.
I think alternate activation. The key thing for it is it gives units that may not have a chance to do something because they're high priority to do something. That is the difference. Although actually, I'll say Apocalypse alternate activation isn't really just alternate activation. The other key thing for Apocalypse is that stuff doesn't die until both players have had their entire turn. You shouldn't forget that bit because that's actually quite key. Because you could still have alternate activation, but it still not work very well because you could have you could choose something to shoot, you shoot it, you kill whatever it is, and then that person has lost that unit again. So I think that's another important factor. You're right there, Dom. You look like you've.
Yeah, no, just having a look at some models.
I thought someone was threatening you out of shot.
No one would dare threaten me, Thomas. I'm not in my man cave. It's my castle.
Yeah, at least it's not leaking anymore.
It's not leaking anymore. You're right. Yeah, it's watertight, which is great for the winter. On the southeast, it gets quite moist. So yeah, it's good. It's not damp in here anymore. What about people in the chat? What's your favourite bits about Apocalypse?
I don't know if you noticed the theme.
Either, yeah, we're hyped for it. So either watching one of our games or your own, like from your own experience, what do you enjoy about Apocalypse? Apocalypse. Get to the Valkyrie.
Get to the Valkyrie or Valkyries. Never played. Fair enough. Well, we never know.
Who knows? We know
for a community one, couldn't we?
Yeah.
I see, Sam. Bloody Felpire.
Later on in the chat, we will be talking about Hello Underdog. We will be talking about The Boys, because last episode was quite good, and there was a particular scene.
I still haven't watched a single episode of it, just so you're aware.
Yeah. Well,
sorry. I'm not today, to be fair, so.
Yeah. Well, other people in the chat might watch it.
Yeah, of course. No, that's fine.
Captain Jack Gumpton, the scale of it, excuse to get all your toys out. Yes. Definitely. It is brilliant. I love getting my whole army out. The thing I dislike most about it is transporting it.
I'm sorry. That
at some point in the future, Tom will have to repay the favour. Hello, Lee.
Yes.
Lee likes it different, and sometimes opposing factions playing together. Sometimes you have to bend the fluff. Yep. Lee is also. Yeah.
Back in the, I think it was 5th or 6th edition Apocalypse, was it? Where they had that special table, didn't they? Where you could pair anyone, but certain things happened if you were within 6 inches of one of those factions. Like you couldn't shoot what you wanted to because they were distrustful. That kind of thing.
Yeah, I've got my eye on you.
That might have even been what the rule was called, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, all the pointless rules I'll remember. All the ones that do anything. Got my eye on you, boy.
Beat on distance. Well, yes, I mean that would be quite a travel for you. But one day when we can afford to pay for people's flights, you never know.
Yes. There you go. Right. So, obviously, people want to talk about The Boys.
Yeah, you go for it. You go for it, mate.
I'm not going to give any major spoilers. But there is a character that appeared in this episode. There was like a superhero kind of hospital or like mental asylum, and there was a character called Love Sausage. Now, Tom, you haven't watched any of this.
No.
So, what do you think a Love Sausage ability was?
I mean, there's many things running through my mind, all of which
Okay,
are probably
well,
not.
stop at the first thing that ran through your mind,
Oh dear, no.
because you're probably right.
I see. Okay. All right. Well, I'll let you. I'll let you explain then.
Well, Love Sausage has a penis that is rather large,
I see.
and he could control it. And in one scene, like Kieran said there, he it was like a hose. It like came through a window and started strangling someone.
I see.
Oh, penis humor is the best. Oh man, yeah, loved
I
it.
wouldn't want to be writing the death certificate for that one then.
Death by penis strangulation. Yeah. So yeah, brilliant. I'm really enjoying The Boys at the moment. It's such good TV. Yeah. Yeah, Kieran, it took me a moment. Like when it came through, I was like, oh my goodness. And then I was like, oh my goodness, that's a penis.
Obviously, hopefully no one was expecting any spoilers, by the way. So
Look, it was a good spoiler.
just checking. So someone's going to send you like a threat now, Dom. So, you dare talk about it, but I haven't watched it yet.
Best advertising you can have. That's all right, Dave. Anytime you want to go watch that episode now. I don't think it's a major spoiler, to be honest. I mean, I don't think that really did much to the plot.
You say that. I mean, some people might be like, "Oh, you ruined it." We all know where they've gone. They've gone to find that one scene.
Yeah, just Google it.
I mean, I could start watching this. You see all the history on there, Dom. Fine, you could find it as well. I go on the old BlackToad studio.
I'll send you the link if you want.
I'm good. I'll catch up on it one day.
I will send it.
Oh no, I don't want to look at stuff.
The scene with the boat and the whale comes in was brilliant. It's all good. There's no I haven't not enjoyed a single episode of this, and I quite like it that they've staggered it, which is brilliant.
Yeah, you're saying that they don't release it all at the same time, which is quite nice. I actually like that form of television as well.
Yeah,
I mean, on an old release, obviously that's fine, but on a new release, I think it's nice to have people sort of watching it around the same time as everyone else, so people can't.
Yeah, you all look forward to it.
Exactly.
A bit like Star Trek as well. Star Trek they did over Netflix, didn't they? And it was like one episode a week.
Picard, yeah.
Picard and the Discovery.
Oh, sorry, yes, sorry, the other one, yes, sorry, yeah. I haven't actually finished watching Picard, actually, I must admit. I was actually reasonably enjoying it. I just I kind of stopped watching. Me and Vicky were watching like one a week at one point, and we just kind of stopped. Didn't quite grab us in to rewatch, which is a shame.
Yeah, that's a shame. Yeah, it's enjoyable. God, I liked it. I'm not sure if everyone enjoyed it, but yeah, third season of Discovery as well. Yeah, I find generally, I was talking to my colleague at work, and we were saying that most people in this hobby have very similar interests. Once you get to know them, you have more in common with people in this hobby than you'd thought originally.
We found quite a lot of airsofters played 40k actually, didn't we?
Yeah. When we used to do a lot of airsofting, there was a lot of people that have kind of either come from 40k or still play 40k. Mr. Blue, there's some negative opinions of Discovery, which is fine. It's not for everyone.
Yeah, exactly. It's not.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of it, but initially I wasn't. I saw the trailer and I was like,
you don't know, do you? Exactly.
But I enjoyed it. But obviously, some people might have gone the other way. They might have gone, "Oh, I like the look of this," and then up to them.
I'm trying to think. I haven't really got any series that I'm currently working my way through at the moment. I've watched quite a few recently, so I tend to sort of take a little break. Seven.
Yeah, it's true. That's completely lost my trail of thought now.
You stop thinking about it. Just the one. Don't stop thinking about one of them.
Look away! Ah!
I keep looking at either one. No! Well, there we are. We've covered penis humour, boob humour. Anything else you want to sort of throw in, or?
Nah, we're pretty much done, I think.
That's good. We can leave
We
it
can
there.
leave it on a high tonight, I
Leave
think.
it on a high tonight.
Yeah, so, I mean, what other interests do people have in the chat today? Let's talk about that. What other interests do you have? If you have time to do anything else.
True.
I don't think you have to do it regularly, by the way, because I don't do many things regularly anymore, being a parent. I tend to do 40k as my main thing now.
Obviously, just while people go now, I mean, I still play quite a bit of games on computers myself because I have free time. So when I typically sort of had enough of painting for a bit, I'll go off and play quite a few games. In fact, actually, Felpire, who's in chat, plays quite a few games with me. Looking forward to Baldur's Gate 3 when it comes out next month, actually. Or this, actually, it's still next month. It's October, isn't it? So I tend to sort of do a bit of that. I do like my 40k games on top of that, but it's not my sole interest in computer gaming. Me and Dom used to PC game quite a lot back in the day, didn't we?
Yeah, we did indeed.
One of my fondest ones was when we played Diablo 2 through in that one weekend. And you had Sir Dom a lot with his spinning hammers.
Yeah, he was a champ, wasn't he?
It's just very sad you can't really relive that kind of feeling again, though, can you? It's very difficult. That was really enjoyable, but I've picked up Diablo 2 again a few months back, and it just doesn't feel the same at all.
No, you got to do it once, haven't you?
Plus,
really?
it was a LAN. Yeah, we don't LAN anymore, which is a big thing we used to do a lot of.
Yeah, we used to go to the I series, didn't we?
Oh God. Yeah,
Okay.
that was a long time ago, wasn't it? I think it was I5, 6, 7, and 8. I think we did, wasn't it? That was roughly what it was.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
So, yeah. There we go. Yeah.
No Man's Sky. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and gardening. Yeah, I enjoy my gardening as well.
Well, the Bearded Heretic has posted a picture in in Discord, and yeah, I would say he likes a certain type of game.
Not sure when I look. Oh, you can join our Discord, by the way, guys. I think there's a link.
Yes, I did put a link at the top. I will paste another one in case people have not. Oh no, that is not what I'm looking to do. Yeah, that looks really cool, Ken. I had a very similar setup back when I tried to get into sim racing, but the problem was I played too many games, and having a permanent sim setup was a bit. I was probably asking a little bit too much, really. Here is our Discord link if anyone would like to join that hasn't, because there's stuff that does go in there that you don't necessarily see.
Yeah, come and join the party. Right, so back on 40k topics. For the Necron players out there, what do we all think of the reanimation?
I must have only skim read that, to be fair. So I might have a quick read while you're discussing.
Yeah, pop it up, Tom, and we'll have a little read through. Yeah, no, definitely. It's quite a painful read, to be honest. Like, it's just. Jesus.
I think that's actually what happened. I think I started reading it and I was just too tired to process it. I can read it if you'd like, or I can put it up on the screen.
Oh, read it up. We can do both, maybe.
Okay, give me a second.
Use your 40k voice.
Oh God.
Hello, Peter.
I don't have a 40k voice. I've got my voice changer I could put on. I could do like a really deep Necron-y one or something. Let me just see if I can actually put something up on the thing, because I should be able to do it, to be fair. Yeah, I can sort this out. Here we go. Right. Just while you're let's put a new picture point. I'm just using Streamlabs. If anyone who wonders what I stream on, I use Streamlabs OBS to do this. So I'm just creating a little image drop source so I can put this in the middle of our little chat so people can read the current rule set if people haven't seen it. Boop, 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 boop. Dom's waiting with anticipation.
So, Felpire there, he likes the idea of a silver tide, but feel like multi-wound units got the big nerf. Kind of. Right, okay, so we'll get up in a moment. And Kieran, there, guaranteed there will be some traits or stratagems add 1, so it goes off plus. So Kieran, it will go off on a 4+, if you have a cryptic or you got the reanimation debris chops.
Hopefully that is readable.
It can't go past a 4+. Oh, there we go. There you go. Look. So it's up on the screen at the moment. Tom's popped it up there. All right.
I'm not sure that's quite true, Peter. And hello.
Yeah. So if you read that, each time a reanimation protocol is enacted, make a reanimation protocol rules roll for that unit by rolling a number of d6 equal to the combined wounds characteristic of all reassembling models. Each reanimation protocol roll of a 5+ put into a pool. A reanimation protocol can never be modified by more than -1 or a +1.
To be fair, that +1 -1 is going to be quite a regular thing on most rules now, I suspect, because of they kind of promised no one could mod too high anymore.
Yeah. So what the way Warriors have got at the moment, Tom, I'm just telling you because I don't know if you know, but in the new rule on a roll of a 1, they get to re-roll for animation. If I'm correct, please tell me if I'm wrong.
That sounds right.
So also, I think what will happen is you'll start to see some stratagems appearing in the codex, which will enable you to have maybe a re-roll or rolling at a different phase. So I don't think it's a major change. Now the issue here, like I'm just going to kind of briefly go through it, but also correct me if I'm wrong, guys, in the chat. But if you have a multi-wound unit, multi-wound model, you can only bring that model back if you have enough wounds to bring them back. So this is a 3-wound model. You need to have 3 4-ups to bring that model back. You can't just like bring it back with 1 wound. And any excess ones, let's say you lose 2 and you have 5 4-ups. So you bring back 1 free wound, but the 2 extra ones just disappear.
Is that right?
That makes sense? So you don't bring the others back on 2 wounds or 1 wound or whatever. It's just gone. You have to bring it back on 4 wounds. Am I correct, guys? I'm reading that.
This is if the number of dice in that pool is greater than or equal to the wounds characters of any of the reassembling models. Select one of the models to be reanimated. Reanimate the model is added back in full wounds.
Yeah.
So that means you just roll a 3-up, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, for a multi-wound.
Okay, a 5-up goes into the pool. So yeah, but by the looks of it, it just means that you've got to roll 3 5-ups to get it back.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So you have to bring it back on 4 wounds, which is fair enough.
Gotcha. Okay, yes.
Look, the thing is, right, so you roll, let's say you lose 2 destroyers, and let's say destroyers are 3 wounds each. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. You're then rolling 6 dice for a 4-up. And you're like, well, there's a good chance you're going to get at least one of those back. Well, before, you'd roll 2 dice to try and bring 1 back. If I'm correct. It's literally going on a bit of a wing without having to look at the rules properly. But I don't think it's that much of an issue, to be honest. And you've also got a couple of bits about living metal in the new rules about the what they call it.
Yeah,
Sorry, guys.
I'm going to take that off the stream section while I think everyone's had a chance to view it. There we go. You can see our lovely faces again. I mean, personally, I think it sounds fair. I think it gives smaller units quite a big chance for it to come back, and then the large ones you do still have a chance, which I think that's fair. I mean, obviously, I suppose they've done it that way to stop you getting a model back, which is very expensive wounds wise for quite a cheap roll. If you see what I mean, 1 5-up to get a 3-wound model seems a little bit.
Yeah, I mean the main thing to take away from 9th edition Necrons that we had in 8th is that you have a squad of 10 immortals. You slowly whittle that squad down to 2, and those 2 then hide in a building, and gradually, hopefully, they'll come back to a 10-man squad. Where now that opportunity's gone, they just do it as the wounds are coming in.
Yeah.
So you can't do it historically. Let's have a look what Kieran's saying here. But if you receive 10 wounds, is that 10 dice for 2-3 wound models? Is it a chance of 6 5 up? 10 wounds. Okay. Yeah, I think what you're getting there is you have, like, you lose 9 destroyers, let's say. 9 destroyers. No, whoa! 3 destroyers! 9 destroyers. 3 destroyers. Let me get some stats up, actually, quickly. I'll go into the app, actually, the actual proper Games Workshop. Right, so let's have a look at the where's the destroyer?
If you found
the locust heavy destroyer, for instance. So you can have a squad of 3 of those. They've got 4 wounds each, and let's say you lose 2 of those through shooting. You then roll 8 dice, and on a 5 up, you need to have 4 5 ups to get 1 back from 8 dice. Now,
yeah, that's probably not going to happen.
You bring 1 back. I think
you'd get 1 back on average, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but you've got to think the balance of the game. If you've got 2 of those big old destroyers,
they come back on one dice roll. That's
you can't bring them both back. It's just quite a lot.
But yeah, there'll be times where luck sort of goes in your direction. It'd be quite cool, but at the same time, you're kind of protected from that happening all the time, which I think is quite an important thing. And I think that's obviously one of the key things 40k's been doing reasonably well, is to try and curb very big game-breaking rules, unless you're playing Space Marines. Although saying that, we don't know the state of the codex. It sounds like they've done quite a few changes which are going to affect Marines. Obviously, there was a little bit of information on the Marines as well, wasn't there?
Go on, Thomas.
I'm just going to have a quick look because I had a very brief look. As much as I'm quite a fan of looking through rules beforehand, I find when you take rules out of context, they don't necessarily mean anything.
Yeah,
it could well mean that it looks good first, but then if you compare it to how it works as in the whole game, it doesn't necessarily mean it's any better. I mean, actually, to be fair, there's not really a lot of information yet. They've put up the chapter tactics on some of the basically it looks like we've got Space Wolves ones. So you're getting each time a model with this tactic makes a melee attack. If that model's unit made a charge move, was charged or performed a heroic intervention that turn, add +1 to the attack hit roll. And units with that tactic are eligible to perform heroic interventions as if they were a character. So that's quite a cool little thing. Subtle changes, basically, that's what they said. And Blood Angels are getting +1 to advance and charge rolls. And each time model this tactic makes a melee attack, if that unit has charged or has performed a charge, such as add +1 to the attack's wound rolls. So yeah, and there's some Dark Angel, and they've just gone through some of the changes to the when you pick your own chapter tactics. But it's not that big a change really. I mean, I'm going to be interested to see more about when you've got everything in that book in front of you, so you can sort of make your own sort of decision on how well or bad the whole as a whole has gone really. Because I said you've got reanimation protocols, but you don't know what units are going to be buffing those reanimation protocols and how many they're going to be.
Well, that's the thing as well. Like for reanimation in general, you've got the cryptek, you've got the barges, you've got the new walkie thingies that go around. There's going to be other things in there, so it's highly feasible that you're like Velpire said earlier, it'd be the Silver Tide. Like you've got 1 wound models which can do amazing, or 2 wound models as well, like your likes of your Lich Guard, and I think they're really pushing on the Praetorians as well. So
yeah.
Going to be quite interesting to see how it all kind of plays out.
Well, actually, Kieran, I think it actually says each time a unit's reanimation protocols are enacted, which is obviously you make a d6 equal to the combined wounds characteristics of all the reassembling models. So it's not the number of wounds you've taken; it's the number of wounds that the models that are reassembling you roll for. Is that correct?
It's for the wounds, yeah, not damage. that makes sorry, I don't know if
it's only the wound characteristics on the models that have died. So if the wound's a 3-wound model, you get 3 dice to roll.
Yeah,
You don't get if you overwound by 20 dice, you don't get to roll 20 dice for those wounds. It's because obviously.
Yeah. I mean that would be that'd be
could
insane.
be ridiculous depending on what's shooting at it.
Yeah.
If a knight shot
it,
it's
could not pay firing heavy weapons at a squad. Like if you had an Avenger Gatler firing into a squad of warriors, you're then rolling 3 times, 2 times, 3
exactly.
times.
Yeah.
So I mean it's something
that would make that would be quite interesting because obviously you'd have like overkill armies could have. Oh, I don't want to fire all that at that unit to wipe it out because they'll get more reanimation dice.
A bit like quantum shielding. We have to roll under the damage for the quantum shielding to work. So like the first time you play Necrons, it's like, oh, I fire my las cannon at your annihilation barge, and you'll be like, great, go for it. Brilliant, 6, easy, negated.
And yes, Mr. B, I think the Space Wolf rule is quite a big change actually. So I think I'm actually interested to see what Black Templars get. I'm hoping they don't change it too much. I do like the reroll to charge mechanic personally. And mortal wound protection is really nice. I mean, I'd love to have it on all wounds, but that's it doesn't make sense from a lore point of view, I suppose, because it's obviously supposed to represent that they're psychically sort of ignore stuff. They just don't like psychic. They're like, nope, I don't even acknowledge it exists. You can't wound me. But until there's a bit more detail on the Marine Codex, and obviously the changes with the key changes, obviously with the core keyword, in my opinion, will change a lot how you tend to play some of your character units. I think. So I think you'll probably hopefully see like Tech Marines getting certain rules for tanks rather than troops, which would be nice because that's got tanks and vehicles, so like dreads, because they're supposed to maintain them. That's the point of a Tech Marine, and so.
Yeah, I think it would just hopefully just change it all up so it looks a little bit more sensible when you've got like a Tech Marine.
Yes, they do not care about magic. It's like, no, don't. We don't acknowledge any of these bits of shrapnel that are flying through the air. They don't exist. Yeah. But no, I think I'm looking forward to the Codex releases this time round because I feel and I hope that there's been a lot of thought gone into them before they're being released this time. Because obviously, I think you can see by the Psychic Awakening kind of debacle. Really, it was a bit silly, in my opinion. That you could see what they were trying to do. They were trying to shoehorn all the rules that they want to put into the Codex into it using a secondary book.
I don't know. I think it's all planned and.
It was, but again, I think it was maybe that you look at the playtest and it was being done. It was quite an easy way for them to introduce the changes they wanted to before 9th edition came out, so they could actually see how things worked. That's and I think that would be quite a I suppose that's quite a good way of looking at it. It's a difficult one, really.
Well, it depends where you're coming from. Like. From my point of view, as like there's several Chaos players here, from word bearers, like what did we have in the Codex? Oh, great!
You had nothing.
We were good for summoning demons. Who's summoning demons? Like if you're playing any sort of relatively, you want to win a game, you're not summoning demons because the mechanic for summoning demons is rubbish. It's since the end of 7th.
It's too random, really.
I mean, it used to work really well, but it doesn't work anymore.
I suspect that'll get changed, by the way, in all seriousness.
It added so much flavour to the word bearer army, having the Psychic Awakening that you actually go, actually, what are we good at? And then you're like, we're good at casting spells because we now have the stratagem that we can automatically pass a spell. Where before we didn't have anything. It was just like, well, we're not good at anything. We're not, like, we get rerolls on leadership.
You got the marine base tactic.
Yeah, exactly. It's rubbish. So I think Psychic Awakening did a lot for.
Oh yeah, no. Honestly, I agree with that. I just feel that it was another book to be introduced to the mix to get armies where they should have been.
Yeah.
In their codex already, and that's kind of what you're hoping is going to happen when they drop the 9th edition codex. Is that they obviously got all the stuff that was in there. and the more that they needed if they needed it. So like you want everything that was in the word bearer parts of Psychic Awakening, plus the extra stuff that they need to put in to make it more
While I'm
flavourful
on my
for you.
soapbox, I use this in my soapbox. It just seems that Games Workshop just don't learn. Like obviously in 7th edition we had the what's the book called? I got it here. Is that one? Trader's Name.
Oh, do you mean the little supplement books they did, like Angels of Death? Things like that.
The book where they essentially went, look, you've got all these cool tactics for each of your legions. Sorry, guys.
Well,
there you go. Oh, word bearers can have all these new abilities. They've actually got stuff. Then it went suddenly to 8th edition, and it went, nah, actually, all that stuff we learnt in 7th.
That's and that was back in as a lot of people would refer to as the dark days of 40k. I think the 6th and 7th crossover to 8th. That was quite a, I don't know, people.
Great Allegiance.
That was the rise of the that's one. Yeah, and we got the Angels of Death one similarly because they were trying to flavour up the armies in a very similar way they did Psychic Awakening, but they then took it, as you said, they took it all away again.
Yeah, and it was at the time when this came out, or when they kind of previewed this book, it was amazing. I was like, yes, this is what we need. And then suddenly it was like, whoa, 8th edition, all gone. And then it was just like, right, okay, end of 8th edition, Psychic Awakening. Yes. We've got Legion rules, and like, 9th edition. And like,
that's the point I'm trying to make, is that if they know what they're doing, they will put all of the rules that you gained in Psychic Awakening into your Chaos Codex, along with extra things to make it a bit more viable. Because I think that's the one thing that they did very well with the Psychic Awakening books, is they made armies that felt like they were a little bit left in the cold.
Yeah.
Black Templars for me was one of the bigger examples. Yeah, I felt like they had nothing really from that point of view, but then they gave us loads of stratagems, and they gave us obviously unit data cards for our specific units, which they weren't brilliant, but it's just, it means, it shows that they haven't forgotten about them. And that's
it just gives you a bit of love for your faction that you're passionate about. That you can go, actually, I can bring this, and I can actually have different tricks up my sleeve. I don't have to just go charge. I mean, you are charging, but
most of the strategies and stuff for Templars are geared towards moving forward. I can't really deny that, but I like that because it makes foot slogging a little bit more viable as well. So. Shortest shelf life. Yeah, I think you're right.
I think Traitor Legion must have had the shortest shelf life.
Because I think,
I mean, look at that book. I've barely touched it.
I'm going to see if I can find. Actually, I say shortest shelf. Here's another good example. I've got one here. Hang on a minute. Here we go. I've got a couple here actually. There's the other one.
Good.
Here we go. This thing. For the orcs. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
It's exactly like that one there again. And yeah, this put stuff in. I wouldn't even say this was fantastic, to be fair. But again, it's an example of them going, the orcs are a little bit. They're not that brilliant. we're gonna try and beef them up, but again, it wasn't the best supplement either, really. Because again, it was all about the the squadrons and things like that, and the air armada. And things like, I think many fly stuff, and also some of the some of the formations that you got. That was it, wasn't it? It was formations it was all about.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was also a pretty. I remember when this came out, I thought, finally, I've got some stuff for my orcs, which are going to be fun to play. And actually, I was a little bit disappointed with it, but I could see what they were trying to do. And but the thing is, that's not what it needed. It needed the orc codex to be completely rewritten. Also, just out of interest, how big is your Traitor Legions book?
Traitor Legions.
Another interesting.
It's 135 pages.
So you actually were bigger than this one.
Yeah, but then did you guys have supplements?
Not back then. Not for these, we didn't. I don't think, no. Because this had all the stuff like the White Scar, this kind of stuff in it, all that kind of the.
But then saying that, Tom, say you got White Scars in there. What happened in 8th edition? White Scars got their own codex.
They did indeed, yes. And that's
So,
what, and I agree. That's what should have happened with all of your stuff. So I agree. I completely agree.
yeah,
Why are they spelled backwards? It's probably because coming through two cameras, I suppose, or something like that. It's being pushed in Discord then backwards. I don't know. He's right. I don't know.
yeah. So it's a shame. I really hope, and I'm being positive, that night
I
edition
think you'll be fine. I think Khan going to get a bike. No, I don't think Khan will get a bike.
doesn't deserve a bike, Lee.
I don't. He's not. I think the way they've changed his character, he does. He won't have a bike. I just don't think he will. And the model's only recently redone. I don't see why they would suddenly redo it for the supplement release. I think. I think if they're going to do, I think there'll probably be a different bike model with it, maybe a new character for the white scars on a bike. Also, I just realised back then with the Angel's Death, that's when they put all the 30k armor variations in as well. So like the Cataphracti and Mark 3 and Mark 4 stuff, which is another thing they did in that edition.
Yeah, I think it's all going to be positive for Chaos. I really hope. I don't want to.
No, I really want this.
About it,
I think what you'll see is you'll see all of the supplements for the Space Marine stuff gradually get released, and then there'll be a Chaos release probably towards the end of all the supplements, where they'll do a similar thing where you'll have your Chaos main codex and a load of supplements for Chaos as well.
Yeah.
In a very similar vein. I would be very surprised if they didn't do that. As long as they keep the supplements to buffing that particular army's style, that'll be fine. It's when they start going, oh, we'll make one book with all the supplements in it for Chaos because they're all kind of the same. Yeah, if they start doing that crap again, that's when it's essentially they release a Traitor Legions book like that, bundling them all together. I think that's a failure for them. You want your what do we call it? What was the one you had for the for Khorne? Demonkin. Khorne Demonkin. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that was a good book. Got it there. Now, I remember you using that a lot. Because that normally tells you how good a book is how often you're using it.
I absolutely love this book. Yeah. It was so good. All the Chaos Code.
I'm sure you have to, don't you? Because you need to play them. Oh God, I forget how many. But that's the really weird thing about it, isn't it? Though, because they release so many of them to try and make them more flavor. But it's like you just need to release some decent ones, not all these little ones.
Well, I mean, like for instance, like this is one of my favourite codexes.
That was even though it's probably one of the smallest.
Loved it, absolutely loved it, and yeah, they died. Bit of a shame.
Well, they got. So, I mean, you can kind of see them getting sandwiched into the Militarum, really, because of the.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. It was a new model range, and they wanted to do it. But going forwards, why can't they have a supplement of their own?
I think they should do. Honestly, I wish they'd. The thing I really wish they would do with Codex is give you two buying options: the hardback and a ring binder version. I think that would be so.
Yeah, and like Mr. Lee said there, it's also less profitable to put them all in one book.
Yeah.
So you'd have like your Chaos Space Marine book, for instance, or your Imperial Guard book, and then you'd buy your supplement book.
But then they're doing the subscription on their app where you get all the.
Yeah. To be fair, Tom, like if they did that, I'd still buy both books.
Probably, yeah.
I wouldn't moan about it. I'd be like, brilliant. Maybe I would moan about it coming into the hobby, but maybe Games Workshop have.
Well, actually, I think coming into the hobby and having the app at the moment is actually not a bad thing because you get all the codexes for one monthly price at the moment.
Yeah.
So if you just want to have a look through the stuff, it's actually not bad. I mean, it will hinge on the army builder. If the army builder is terrible, I think it will annoy a lot of people. I mean, that's just. Oh, he's making his Leviathan.
Yeah, I actually got an email saying they're sending my claw. I've got one claw here. I've got to work out claws, to be honest. They're very.
Well, we don't want you saying anything non-PC, Peter. Yeah, so,
siege drill one at the moment.
Did you get your other one, by the way?
It's on its way. Yeah, it's been dispatched. Yeah. So I think they had to make it.
Especially if they heard you a word bearer player. Oh,
oh no.
Yes, some of the. I still remember. I think there's one Space Marine book which is even bigger than some of the other ones. And that's why I'm a bit not enthused about having a 98 datasheet codex, quite frankly. But Ultimately, they can't win by removing primary, standard Marines and separating them from the primary. It's a no win for them. So they're gonna, until they can do that, it's gonna be big. But yeah, anyway. Well, I think we've got maybe about 10 minutes left, mate.
Well, it's coming up to that time where I see if I've won the lottery. Positive thoughts here. It's good for all of you if I win the lottery. Just keep that in mind.
Is it though?
Oh, mate, of course it is. Good for you.
I don't know. I feel like
you can see how happy I am.
I feel like you'd be my manager.
Yeah. See how well you want to do in your appraisal.
Well, I don't do anything under desks.
Don't worry, it'll be on the desk. Right. For those who are new to the stream, every week around this time, I check to see if I won the Euro Millions.
I must confess, while you're looking this up, I actually, obviously the other day, I won a bit of money on a scratch card online. I got £80.
Yeah.
Which is not too bad, but not a life-changing amount of money. But it did buy Vicky a Demon Prince and some paints.
Right. Let's have a look here, boys and girls. First number 4. We've got number 4 here somewhere. Oh dear. No, second number 14. You can also play along, people at home, if you want to. This is Euro Lottery. 14. Have we got 14? No. Oh no, this is not good. 16. Have we got? We've got 16. Huzzah!
You need another matching now, though. Just something to make this not feel so bad.
Then we got 41. Well, that's not looking good, is it?
Dave's like back to work.
And then we got 44. Oh, one matching number's not bad.
What about the millionaire makers? Must have some raffle codes for that as well, mate.
Yeah, we've got some millionaire makers as well. But they haven't come through yet. So
no, they're a bit delayed, if I remember correctly, actually.
Well, yeah, that didn't really go very well, did it?
I hope you're happy with yourself. Depressing everyone.
I'm a bit disheartened now. It's a matter of time. And to be fair, I was talking before that if I win the lottery, guys, although you'll all be very, very happy for me, the chances are none of you lot are going to win the lottery. Because what are the chances of that? You watch someone on a stream win the lottery, and then you win the lottery. So for now, we've also got a chance of winning. Isn't that right, Tom?
Well.
Yeah, hopefully next week will be the week.
You have to be optimistic about these things and don't get down. And don't
win the apocalypse game.
You've got to be in it to win it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I'm just happy Dom's making that model that he finally is doing. So.
Have you finished painting the hunter?
Yes.
Oh, brilliant!
I can't show it on stream though. It's because the white on it is so perfect that the glare basically wipes out anything.
Are you lying?
Huh?
Are you lying?
I don't know what you're talking about, mate. We're talking about incestors, right? These guys, I'm painting them, yeah. Doing them. It's good.
Hunter, the...
Oh, you mean this? This thing. It's got some paint on it. I had to finish my stuff for the apocalypse game.
The last 7 minutes of this are just going to be me staring and glaring at you.
That's all right. Nothing unusual there then.
Yeah.
I mean, I could paint this up instead.
No, that's not a hunter.
It's also not even for my Black Templars. This is actually going to be for my Red Scorpions because it is a Scorpion.
Focus, Thomas.
I haven't painted any Red Scorpions for a very long time, actually. I must confess. I don't see the... Yeah, I'm sorry. Actually, Mr. Blue, technically I have enough points to put the Hunter in because I do have some left over from my 12k. So I could put... If I do finish it, I could put it in. So we'll let it. I won't tell anyone until the video's done. So for when the preview video comes out for the the army overview video comes up with regards to during the beginning of the battle, you'll see it there if it is, and if it's not, these things happen. I'm not going to see that Leviathan in there, am I?
Well, unless Forge will pull their finger out, no, you're not going to see it, are you?
Well, he's got an excuse. I need a new cannon for this as well.
What do you mean a new cannon? For what?
It's just see that I'm going to have to order a spare.
Hang on a minute. I had a gun a minute ago.
I could turn it into a rhino. That might be more useful, I suppose.
I put a little scar on this Leviathan's face.
Is that to represent where a Black Templar ran its chainsword across it?
Yes, that is exactly it. It's going to look good, actually. I've got a few plans for this.
I'm looking forward to seeing it, mate. I've seen you doing a few little converty bits on it.
Pretty awesome, hopefully.
Yeah, fair enough. So I'm pondering. So basically, when I finish these intercessors, my next barrel of work is to get through the rest of the Indomitus set. Really, I thought actually what I might do, because I haven't seen Peter's finished one of these yet. Come on, where is it? So I might do that one next and just try and finish it.
Oh, nice.
Maybe cry a little bit while I'm doing it. I don't know yet. I don't know. I'm quite looking forward to it. It's going to have a lot of white robing on it, so it's not too bad for me. I don't mind doing white now. I've kind of become quite comfortable with it. I think it's one of those things. The more you paint it, the better you get at doing that particular discipline. Sadly, the other people that aren't going to be showing up in the Apocalypse game is this chap.
Oh, really?
No, I've done no named characters in my army.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So no Helbrecht either. That might be a surprise to some people, but actually I thought I'd keep it all fairly my own crusade. So
Okay,
obviously the Emperor Champion's in, who will be hopefully riding the Spartan into battle. Neither is Dom. Oh dear. Have you not got any name ones, Dom? Come on.
I have.
You see, he has. You see there, Mr. Blue, he has. All right.
Oh.
Oh.
Pardon me. I have got two named characters, but they are not in the Chaos Spaceman Codex.
Are they Forge World?
One is Forge World. Oh goodness, over that's gone. And one is Games Workshop. Yeah, Lorgar, I wish.
Nah, Lorgar's he'll never come back. He was disgraced so long ago. He's not interested anymore.
Well, they are Oraka, the War Fiend.
Ah, you got Oraka.
And Scarbrand.
Oh, Scarbrand. Okay, cool.
He was going to be in that game that we were going to play, Tom, but
oh, come on!
Decided to bail out on that, didn't you?
Look, we'll play that after the Apocalypse game, the day after.
No, I refuse.
I'll tell you, I can just bring my sister battle in this list as a side force. And then you could bring all the stuff you were going to bring. Then technically we've played that game just on a slightly larger scale.
Yeah, don't kill him before he does anything.
The Emperor's Champions, he always goes for the Demon Princes. He tends to not do too well. He normally gets his head kicked in. Unless he fights first, then he's got a chance.
Scarbrand's good. He's just so slow in comparison to a Bloodthirster.
Has he tried taping his wings up?
Yeah, they're a write-off, mate. He's got no chance. They are.
He shouldn't have pissed Corn off, should he?
Well, he kind of decided to give Corn a bit of a backhander, and Corn threw him for 8 nights and days through the realms of chaos. I mean, that was
that must be. What do you reckon when he was flying, travelling? He's like, oh, shouldn't have done that. Just as he's flying back, I just shouldn't have done it. Yeah. I don't know what I was thinking.
My anger got the best of me, and I instantly regret that decision.
He's Corn. I'm just a demon. I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah.
just looked at him and gone, I can't beat him. Why would I do this?
Whee! And Oraka as well. Raka, you might not see very often. He's a Forge World unit.
Is that the one with the axe, isn't it?
Big Forge, yeah, the
Is it the throwing axe?
Yeah, you can throw it.
Yes, the one.
On Forge World, he is the war. He has rules, and they are quite fun.
Excuse me.
Yeah, so basically, the more he kills, he has a table where his stats will slightly increase.
Just so you know, I've never seen that table get very high.
Oh, really? Well, we'll find out, won't we? There'll be plenty of fun.
Oh,
no! Don't shut it on.
Oh, excuse me. Right. I think I'm going to have to call it there for 2 reasons. Number 1, it's late. Number 2, I can't breathe now. Whew.
Yep.
So,
guys, thank you very much for watching.
Indeed.
And taking part. Hopefully you got lots of hobby done. Anything you have done, pop in the Discord. I'd like to see. Mr. Blue, I'm going to read you a tip from Ruby Marie. I had a quick glimpse, and I agree completely.
And likewise, if you haven't joined our Discord, there's another link there at the bottom, so feel free to click on it, come sign up with us, come and have a chat with us. Hopefully do some more we'll get a couple of little events going where we can all do some stuff together. It'll be quite cool, good fun, just good to have a chat with you all. Other than that though, I think we're all good and ready to get this a game on the way on Friday, Saturday.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Go Team Chaos.
And obviously with regards to the video, was recording on Saturday. I'm going to do my damnedest to have it up possibly the same weekend if we can.
Oh, blimey.
You know me, my editing can be slapdash. Drag and drop, no editing. Whack it in, start.
Blah, blah, blah.
Who needs cuts?
Yeah. Like all the best podcasters, we won't edit anything. We'll just chuck it all in. A bundle of clips. You've got to work out.
Not even in the right order. Starting on turn 6.
It's like a Christopher Nolan film. Just work out what happened.
Have the fans sort it out later.
Yeah. Come up with a fan theory.
Anyway, thank you all very much for watching. As ever, this is the BlackToad Studio.
Yep, and we'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time. So take care, everyone, and see you soon.